Amazon Studios' Roy Price has been suspended after Isa Hackett, the producer of Amazon's series The Man in the High Castle, said Price sexually harassed her in 2015. According to an August report on the news website The Information, Hackett immediately reported the incident to Amazon executives. Jessica Lessin, the founder and editor-in-chief of The Information, joins us now from San Francisco. Jessica, your website first published these allegations 2 months ago? And Isa Hackett said she reported the incident to Amazon shortly after it happened. So why is this suspension only coming now?
It's an excellent question. Obviously, one thing that changed in between were the revelations about Harvey Weinstein and the scandal around sexual harassment in Hollywood, which is actually intertwined with this story because Roy Price and Amazon Studios does business with the Weinstein Company. So I think that changed. Isa Hackett said that those revelations also emboldened her to tell more of her story, to share more details, including some horrible remarks that Roy allegedly said to her. And I think that also prompted Amazon to respond.
Also, the Hollywood Reporter editor-at-large, Kim Masters, the reporter who wrote that original story that you published, couldn't get her own publication to run the piece. As you know, Ronan Farrow, who wrote about Harvey Weinstein for The New Yorker, has also suggested NBC passed on his original story. Do you think these outlets purposely tried to keep these stories about powerful men from publication?
I think publications are gun-shy right now. There's a sense of fear in the news industry. There are many powerful folks out there who are marshaling huge legal teams, huge public relations teams to shoot down, a lot of very damaging stories. And as Kim said today in an article she wrote describing this experience, I think half a dozen publications passed on this story before we were willing to work with her to find a way to publish it. And I think there are multiple examples of this right now, and it's highly problematic.
So you chose to publish it. Have you gotten any blowback?
We haven't gotten any blowback after publishing the article. And again, we went through a very thorough process. We worked with Kim. We had her do more reporting. We believe that this is a story that, frankly, the price of not running was the price we didn't want to pay. So we invested a lot of time and energy in getting it out there. And we have not had any threats or complaints since.
Do you think that in some ways, based on what you just said, the news media has been part of this so-called culture of complicity around these powerful men and the sexual harassment allegations surrounding them?
In some cases, absolutely. And I think you have to step back one more step and say, well, why is that? And I believe that the business models in the news industry are partially part of the story. If you're very dependent on advertising from big advertisers, you might, have a tougher call to publish that story. Now, I think publications have to make that tough call to publish, but we are a subscription business. We are supported only by our readers, and I think that is a very important difference. So I think a lot of things are conspiring. The lawsuit that bankrupted Gawker Media is certainly on the minds of a lot of people in the news industry who understandably are trying to protect their businesses and make sure they're around to continue doing great journalism. But, sometimes you do have to take the risk when you know that you have the facts.
Sometimes that takes real courage. Jessica Lessin, thanks so much.